What's up everybody, welcome back. It's been a long time. We were very busy with our newborn, but here we are with a new video. Today I wanted to share a build for a game that just released in early access. The name is No Rest for the Wicked, and it's a fresh new take on the ARPG genre. Short description, it will be a mix between classic ARPG and a Souls-like game. I'm personally very fond of the idea and I'm having a blast with it, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. Now, I'm making this video because I see a lot of people are struggling with the Crucible run, which is the end game thing to do in the current patch. Basically, you need to pass a few rooms and fight a boss. If you die, you have to start over. So I'm guessing that's why people struggle with the boss, because they can't just go try over and over. And the boss can be tough, no doubt about that. But with a good build, we can farm it easily. And this is what I'm going to show you today. Let's start with the actual boss fight, and then we'll go over the gear I'm using, and I'll give you my comments and tips. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're back in town. I intentionally picked a messier attempt so I can show you that the build is quite forgiving for mistakes. We have a bunch of HP and yeah, we can withstand a few hits. And then, of course, the most important thing about this build is actually three things. So we're basically never running out of stamina. We have life steal, and we have that rune that does insane stagger damage to enemies, even bosses. So let's go quickly over the stats of the character before we get into the items. So I did not level my character. I have a bunch of points, 17 actually. I just wanted to show that the stats are not so important. You basically need level 21 and you can be just as strong. Of course, if I invest these points in damage, it will be even stronger. But as you can see, my damage is very strong anyway. So let's start with health. Around the 30ish mark, I think for level 30 is optimal for any character you want to play, really. We got 171 with the help of the gear, and plus food we go over 200, so that's quite juicy. Stamina around 20 is nice. I wouldn't go more, but I wouldn't really go less. I want to have a little bit room to breathe with my stamina if I miss shots and I can't recover it. Dexterity and intelligence we need for these daggers. I will show you in a bit why exactly these daggers I'm recommending. And for equip load here, I pumped 5 so I can wear 2 plate pieces for a little extra defense. Focus I left at 10. We have enough, we have 100. That means that we can use the rune twice on these daggers. That's more than enough. Now to the items. So I'm using these daggers because of the lightning claw. This rune is very strong. It does insane amount of stagger damage. You can stagger the boss with like 2 shots basically, and works very well on the monsters too, even these annoying elite ones. For the stats of the dagger, the most important is gain percent health on damage dealt. It only rolls on weapons. As far as I know, I've enchanted many items. Let me know if you found it on another item, but I'm pretty sure it's just weapon. So you absolutely need daggers or whatever weapon you want to use. I suggest for this build, of course, you gotta use something with fast attacks. Dual dagger is the best, but knives can work. You need the health on damage dealt though, for sure, to be able to get the health back. And as you can see, I gained health very quickly, even with the 2%, so it's pretty strong. Now you have an option here if you can't find daggers like that. There was a ring, I believe. Yeah, that one, crow ring. So if you can deal with the decreased health, I mean, you can roll this ring with lower negative or less than 26%, but you know, it's gonna be some health lost, but it can replace, you know, the stat for the weapon. Also, you'll be losing a ring slot that is very good. All the rings are really strong. So do this as worst case scenario. Now, what else are we looking in a weapon? I mean, focus gain is nice, and maybe the second best stat is added elemental damage, because this straight up increases your damage. It's strong. I used lightning damage as gem because lightning is helping to stagger faster, so any elemental damage gem will help your damage. The rest of the stats, I mean, whatever you get, right? It's optional. These are the most important, starting with health on damage dealt, and then extra elemental damage. So that's how we get our health back. Now, the second very important piece of the items is the gauntlets. Now, as far as I understand, only gauntlets can roll gain percent stamina on damage dealt, and I believe 5% is the highest. That's what I have right now. I've seen multiple pieces with 2 and 3. So for this to work flawlessly, you want to have like 4 or 5. It does work with 2 or 3, but you might run out of stamina sometimes. It's not ideal if it's less than 4 or 5, but it will still work. Rest of the items, I mean, they're not really that much of importance, but I'm looking for helms usually that have healing effects, and don't forget to use ruby on the helm. because it will improve your healing effects. As you can see, like just this item gives me 60% more. So that will work on your food, and they will also work on the life drain of the daggers. So it is kind of important, but it's not hard to get. Like you can find a helmet with healing effects, and rubies are plentiful, so you won't have problem with that. For the gauntlets, if you cannot find gauntlets with stamina on damage dealt, the alternative again is a ring. It's not quite common. I've only found them once, to be honest with you. But there you go, the Jade Ring. It gives you stamina on damage dealt. I believe it can roll with higher percentage, but yeah, try to get it on gauntlets. Just buy a bunch of cheap gauntlets and enchant them until you get them, because they're not gonna, even if they're lower tier, you can upgrade them, and but even if you don't upgrade them, they're not such a big part of your armor, right? You can compensate with the better armor on the other slots. So the rest of my items, I mean, like I'm getting like overall speed. This is attack speed and movement speed. I like it for running the Crucible. Gets you there faster. This one has increased stamina, not bad. Another stat you want to look for is focus gain percentage. That means like you just build up your focus faster, right? So basically this is it when it comes to items. Now these daggers, to get them you gotta craft them. You gotta upgrade the enchanter to maximum, and she'll sell you the recipe for it. I believe the main component for them is boar tusks. So if you have boar tusks, save them, don't sell them. They're a little bit hard to find. I found maybe 6 or 8 in total. So I got a little bit lucky with these daggers. They rolled pretty nice for like just 2-3 attempts. But yeah, you get the idea. You can try to swap them. Any dual dagger that gets this gain percent health on damage dealt will work. Even if they're tier 1, they can be upgraded all the way to the damage of tier 3. So it doesn't matter. Like for example, if you like some daggers attack pattern more than something else, and you get them with, with that stat, just try and upgrade them and they will work. Last thing I wanted to talk about is the cursed items, the negative effects. As you can see, because I'm level 30, all my items have negative effects related to experience, because I don't need experience. But of course I don't suggest for you to use them if you're not level 30. So I think I have some of my older items here that I used. So there you go. This hood has the experience gain. I used it for a while. It has healing effects on it, right? Then there's the other stat that you can look for on gauntlets. It's 14% chance to refill your stamina fully on damage dealt. So this is not as reliable as the other stat. It works, and it will work the best, of course, with dual daggers. It's not as good for knives or any kind of one-handed weapon, just because you do less hits, so the chance is lower, right? But this could work. But anyway, here, this is something I used for a while actually. It's pretty simple. I didn't upgrade it at all, but 3% stamina on damage dealt and 10% health. Level 11, I dropped it, I think, pretty like early in the game. So you can find those. There you go again. This is a level 21 item. This is tier 3 world drop. Again, only 2% stamina on damage dealt. It's not enough. It does work a little bit, but you gotta work your way through, with lesser gear until you're able to collect more ideal items. The last thing before we wrap up, I forgot to show you my rings. So I'm using agility ring. This one is, as you can see, required level 1. You can get it right away as soon as you get in town. It also drops from chests from tier 1 world, so the very beginning of the game. I bought that one from the general store. If you're lucky, you'll find it. Check up on the store from time to time, and just open chests. It's not bad to drop. I got it a few times actually. Then the Fierce Ring, it drops from tier 3 world, so after you progress the story, and from the Crucible. It's a very good ring. Bonus armor, bonus damage. And the last ring I'm using is Ring of Broken Promises. That's not quite common. I've got it in the Crucible runs, but apparently it drops from tier 2 world, so level 11 required. This one rolled nicely, 22% and only 30% damage taken. So if you're lucky, you might get that. If not, just use any other ring, maybe the one for more focus or yeah, whatever you like. But I think this is ideal because we can't really feel that 13% damage, and the 22% that we do extra is very, very nice. So yeah, if you can set up your character like that, you'll be able to basically get all the legendary weapons, and every time you kill the boss, you get the Plague Ichor, so unlocking your slots become very easy. Yeah, that's about it. I wanted to make the video shorter. It came out long again. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and give me ideas for what you want to see next. I have a few ideas already. I was thinking of doing a tips and tricks video. Let me know what you think. Please do all the YouTube jazz, like, subscribe. But regardless, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Hex out.